Do you ever feel like you're trying super hard, but you're still making the same mistakes? Well, it's not your effort, it's actually your training. So the good news for you is that in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down my specific drilling routine that I like to follow and the best drills that you can start doing to save your pickleball game. So without further ado, let's open the playbook. The main problem is that most players hit a plateau where they aren't seeing any improvement in their game because they just keep playing and they're not actually training. They'll get out and they'll hit the ball, but they're not hitting with a specific strategy and a specific purpose in mind. Rec games feel productive, but they're actually super random, unpredictable, and they're not effective. In fact, you can go play rec for 2 hours and you'll only hit the same shot a handful of times. Whereas if you go out and drill, you can hit that same shot thousands of times. And the main problem is that you can't improve what you don't repeat. And so the solution to that problem is getting out and drilling. And not just mindlessly drilling, but actually understanding why you're hitting the specific shot you are and what strategies and tactics you should be using and thinking as you're drilling. Because how you drill is ultimately how you're gonna play. So let's hop into some drills. The first drills that we're going to be covering are hand-eye coordination drills. We want to make our paddle feel like it's an extension of our hand as much as possible. The better a job we can do at that, the better we're going to play. And so these are my three favorite, starting with alternating downs. So you're just going to simply hit the ball down directly in front of you and alternate from forehand to backhand. Now the main goal with this is to not move around as you're hitting these shots. So we don't want to be bouncing around as we're hitting these shots. Because if we're bouncing around, that's gonna automatically correlate to when we play in a match. And if we're moving around in a match, our eyes aren't able to focus. It's gonna be way more difficult for us. So that's the first drill. The second drill is alternating ups. Okay, our main focus is to hit the sweet spot of our paddle as we're doing this over and over and over again. And again, we're staying in place, we're not hopping around. And the first time that you do this, you're probably gonna be moving around the court a little bit, trying to just keep the ball on your paddle, which is totally fine. The more that you practice, the more that you'll be able to stay still and in that ready position. One thing to note is that where you're hitting it on the paddle isn't directly at the center of your paddle. Instead, it is slightly up from there in this position. This is actually where your sweet spot is on almost every single paddle. The reason that the sweet spot is higher is because you can create more leverage and power from this position than from the center of your paddle. The further up that you hit the ball, the more power that you can create. So don't try to hit it right at the center, try to hit it just slightly up from the center. And then the last drill is alternating catches. So you want to think about this as if you were to catch a ball with your hand. Your paddle should feel exactly like how your hand does. So the way that this works is that you're alternating from forehand to backhand while catching the ball on your paddle. And your goal is to not get the ball to bounce as you do so. You're just simply catching the ball. And this will be really awkward in the beginning, but the more that you do it, the more quiet you can get the ball to be as you catch it onto your paddle. You're obviously not gonna be catching the ball when you're actually playing in a match, but what this is doing is it's giving you that hand-eye coordination to make the paddle feel like it's literally your hand. The more that you can do that, the better player you're gonna be. Okay, now we're gonna talk about a kitchen drill. This is the standard kitchen drill to get started, and that is the dink game. And before I teach you it, you need a little bit of context. The video that you're about to watch is coming directly from my app, the Pickleball Drills app. This app has hundreds of different drills to help you improve all aspects of your game. And so the name of this drill is the dink game, and I'm going to teach you not only how to do the drill, but give you practical tips and strategies to implement as you're doing it. They'll automatically translate over to when you're playing in a match.
Begin a dink rally with both players across the net from each other on either kitchen line. The only rule is that you must hit 3 dinks each before the point becomes live. You're going to be playing 1 game to 11 in each of the 4 positions: odd side to odd side, even side to even side, and down both lines. This is a cooperative competitive drill. It's cooperative because you're working with your partner to get those 3 dinks and improve your consistency, and then it turns into competitive because you can do anything after that just like how you would in a match. The main focus with this drill is to make your opponent feel off balance as much as possible. So focus on moving the dink around to different locations to get a pop-up. A strategy for your dinks that pros use all the time is to hit your dinks to the backhand foot of your opponent. The backhand is almost always the weaker shot, and you'll get a lot of pop-ups just from simply doing this. And a quote that I love is aim small, miss small. So aim for your opponent's shoelaces and you'll end up hitting it near their shoes, puts them in an awkward position, and ultimately makes them pop up the ball. My main word of advice would be to not speed up too early. Wait until you get a good opportunity where the ball is sitting up high or it's way above the net.
So that video that you just watched was actually an example of the intermediate level of this drill. There's also an advanced level and a beginner level, so it doesn't matter what your level is. All the drills in there will be specific to your level so that you're stretched enough to continuously improve your game. And I know I talk about the Pickleball Drills app a lot, and that's just simply because it's the best value that I can possibly give you. Using it in your drilling sessions is your fastest road to 4-0 and beyond. And the reason that I can say that is because it took me from losing a 4-0 tournament to winning a 5-0 tournament in the period of 3 months. And it's not just me, it's now helped thousands of others also get to the 4.0 level and beyond. So again, it's the best resource that I can give you. You can click this link right here and get started for free, and then come back to this video. All right, the next drill is going to be our baseline drill. This is the standard drill that you need to improve your consistency of both your drops and your drives. It's extremely simple. Enjoy.
Turn the oscillator on your machine with the balls landing a few feet from the baseline. Do 4 total rounds. During the first 2 rounds, hit every ball to the odd side. During the second 2 rounds, hit every ball to the even side. 1 round is equal to hitting about 100 balls. Practicing alternating between hitting a drop and a drive is essential for your pickleball game. The reason that it's essential is because the vast majority of points start by hitting a 3rd shot drive followed up by a 5th shot drop. So getting used to hitting these 2 shots in sequence is absolutely pivotal to a good pickleball game. Location is everything. If you're struggling getting it to the right location, then overcorrect. What I mean by that is that if you're aiming for the right side of the court and it's going to the left side of the court, start aiming for the right side fence. As you do this, it will automatically put the ball where you want it to go on the right side of the court. After a period of time, you'll no longer have to aim for the side fence, and it will just automatically go where you want it to go.
So one more thing to mention is that you should be doing both cooperative and competitive drills. So a cooperative drill is going to improve your consistency. You're cooperating with your partner. So an example of that would be setting a timer and hitting as many drops as you can within that amount of time. You're simply just cooperating with your partner and getting as many reps as possible. Equally important is competitive drills. Competitive drills are all about making you feel real match pressure. A lot of players will get into a match and all they've done is cooperative drills, and so they'll completely choke under pressure because they haven't felt pressure. This is one of the first times they're feeling it, and the only other times that they're gonna feel it is when they play in another tournament. So it's really important to do both cooperative and competitive. Like I said, you'll find those in the app. And speaking of practicing like how you wanna play, I just barely came out with a free 10-day email course. It's 100% free, just free value for you guys as a thanks for all of the help that you've given me, all the views that you've given me so that I can keep creating content like this. And in this course, you're gonna learn specifically how to think like a pro. No more nerves, no more choking under pressure. You're just gonna play good pickleball. So if you want access to that, it's the top link in the description of this video. You can also comment mindset below and I'll personally send it to you. Up next is one of the absolute best mid-court drills that you can do to get started. And before I turn the time over to myself to explain that drill, I wanna explain something to you guys. This is one of the best nuggets of advice that I've ever been given when it comes down to the transition zone. And that is, you don't need a perfect drop if you have a perfect reset. The vast majority of points until you get to the 4.5 level happen in the transition zone. Players do not make it up to the kitchen and are dinking prior to that level very often. So the vast majority they're trying to make it up, but they're not making it up. And so one of the most important things that you can do if you're below the 4.0 and even 4.5 level is focus on transition drills and reset drills. Again, if you have a perfect reset, you can leave your drop a little bit high and you'll still have the best chance possible of making it up to the net.
Name of this drill is Stuck in Transition. One player starts at the kitchen line while the other player starts at mid-court. Player at mid-court can't move forward to the kitchen line, and they also can't move behind the baseline. If you lose the point, you go to the kitchen line and your opponent goes to mid-court. You can only score a point as the player that is stuck in transition.
And then the last drill to talk about is the full court drill. It really brings everything to fruition. You're doing every single aspect of the game over and over and over again. This obviously has its time and its place. If you need to focus on your drops, then you'd obviously want to go to the drop drills category and start focusing on just drop drills. But all around, this is going to be the best drill that you could possibly do to simulate an actual match and get the max amount of reps in. So check it out.
You begin this drill with both players across the net from each other on either baseline. You're going to be playing a normal game to 11, but the catch is that you're only playing on half the court. If you score, you move to the other side of the court while your opponent stays exactly where they're at. Always serve and return on the same side of the court that correlates to your score. So if your score is even, you should be serving from the even side, and if your score is odd, you should be serving from the odd side. This is one of the best drills to include in every single drilling session because it's the best way to incorporate all types of shots, and because every single ball is coming back to you, you get way more reps than you would in a rec game. The main focus here is to practice your transition and your decision making. A lot of people panic as soon as they get up to the net and they speed up the ball way too early. So the way that you can calm those nerves and make better decisions is by telling yourself that you have to hit 5 dinks before you can speed up the ball. Chances are your opponent's gonna pop up the ball before you hit those 5 dinks. So if the ball is above the net tape and you can take it out of the air, swing away.
So the main takeaways from this video are that if you wanna see real improvement in your game, you need to stop playing and start drilling. And I don't mean stop playing as in never play rec again. Absolutely still play rec, but just prioritize some time. It doesn't have to be all the time, just some time to drilling. The more time that you prioritize to drilling, the better player you're gonna become. So that's where it comes down to you personally. Do you enjoy losing out on the court? Or maybe it doesn't bug you that much to lose. I've definitely met people that feel that way. I don't feel that way at all. But if it doesn't bug you to lose playing in rec, then you probably don't have to get out and drill that much. But if it does bug you to lose, I promise you that you're gonna love the fact that you got out and drilled that week. The more you drill, the better you'll play. And even more importantly, the more that you understand why you're hitting each shot in each position and what specific shot you should hit in that position, the better you're gonna play. So don't forget to download the Pickleball Drills app, and I promise that you'll see real improvement in your game within the first couple of days of using it. Other than that, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you found value in this video. Let me know below what you want to learn about next, and watch this video right here if you want to continue improving your pickleball game. I'll see you over there.